We did an activity with The Lion King where you were able to watch both the regular version and the descriptive media version and really hone in on specific examples of what was happening. At the end of class yesterday, you also, with a partner, were able to act out an emotion and then write down what did that partner do to show that emotion. Go ahead and revisit those emotions that you acted out and share with some people around you what your partner did. Go ahead and pause the video here so that we can share out loud as a class. Okay, now that you've shared as a class about those emotions, I want to look at the back of that page to our next page where we actually have a chart of the emotions and those actions that are associated with them. So for frightened, we have hands shaking, pounding heart, eyes wide, fast breathing, biting nails, whimpering, trembling. Embarrassed has blushing, hanging head, holding back tears, rolling eyes, hiding face, shuffling feet, gulping. Sad has tears, trembling lips, hanging head, drooping shoulders, frowning, dragging feet, crying, sobbing. Nervous, worried, blushing, looking down, arms crossed, standing away. Shocked, mouth wide open, hands over mouth, gasping, jumping back. Tired or bored has droopy eyes, yawning, stretching, slouching. Angry has red face, hands on hips, glaring, scowling, clenched fists, stamping feet, fast breathing, shouting. Cold has shivering, rubbing hands, hugging self, blowing on hands, cloudy breath, stamping feet. And then frustration, crossed arms, pouting, tapping foot, fast breathing, clenched fists, and outbursts. At the bottom there, you'll see there's 3 empty boxes. Those are for jealousy, pain, and hungry. I want you to brainstorm with a partner as to some actions that you could write down in those boxes. Go ahead and pause the video here so that you can act those out, or so that you can talk about those actions. And once you've done this with a partner, I want you to share out loud and really get that box filled in. Okay, now that you have worked on jealousy, pain, and hunger, let's go ahead and practice what this looks like. I want you to change my very telling sentences into showing sentences that really let your reader see your character's feelings. So I did one for you, and that example is right here. You can see before it says Jamie felt cold and miserable waiting in the frozen cave. Okay, that's pretty boring. I think we can do better than just saying that Jamie felt cold and miserable. So if you look, I did go ahead and turn that into a showing sentence. And that says, Jamie shivered as the icy wind slapped her in the face. She wrapped her arms around herself and stamped her feet on the frozen ground. Then she sat down, drew a thin blanket around her shoulders, and curled into a tight ball. Again, that's much, much, much more showing. Go ahead, and I want you to try this on your own. The telling statement is when the bee stung me, it hurt. I want you to craft a showing statement. Go ahead and pause the video and allow you guys to go ahead and do this on your own. And when you're done, let's share out some really good examples of these showing statements. Good. I'm excited to hear what you did with these showing statements. Let's go ahead and do the next one as well. The before statement is Bobby finally ended things with the stupid girl he was talking to and told Lauren he wanted to be with her. She was happy. I don't think that any girl that felt that way would just say that they were happy. There's definitely a lot more showing to be done. So again, let's pause the video here as you take some time to fill in that after statement. Really give some showing emotion to that. Okay, and again, make sure that you share out those emotion or those showing statements that you wrote down. And then I want to go into some more practice. On your pre-writing sheet, you have a list of characters that you wrote down and you described those characters. Also, you have some different emotions that you wrote down from the feelings chart that you wrote might be going on in your story. I want you to pick, well, you can pick a feeling from the feelings chart above or an emotion from your pre-writing sheet or one that you can think of that's not on here and study the words that show what the feeling looks like. On here, I want you to write 3 sentences showing the reader what the feeling looks like in your character. Okay, so like you'll write down the character, so you might say the character is you, and at a certain part of your story you felt happy. I want you to write down what part of the story does the emotion come into play, like maybe it's at the beginning or at the end, and then really write down a showing statement. So maybe instead of just saying that you were happy, you would say that when you found out that you made the team, you jumped up and down, you screamed hallelujah, and you ran and jumped into your dad's arms for a big hug, and you felt tears come to your eyes or something like that. I want you to go ahead and fill in these showing statements for 2 emotions that actually have to do with your story here. Go ahead and fill those in now.